Good day guys, my name is Lord Tomo. Welcome again to another Sonic the Hedgehog toy item collective review. As you know, I'm Lord Tomo with the blue steel good on Sonic the Hedgehog sitting behind my very interesting dark shirt. So let's put him aside and get to the actual review, because there's a few things I want to review nearing the end of the year, of course, and whatnot. So let's get straight into it actually. This is a Sonic the Hedgehog nite light. It was created or manufactured or licensed under Happiness Express Club, because how else can you express your happiness if not in a club? I'm pretty sure that's not the motto, but if it was, well, I'm probably going to get copyrighted for that and flagged. Who knows? So this is an item, more or less an item that was released in the 90s. Predominantly more 1993. That's when it was more or less copyrighted, so it was, I would say, probably 1993 when it was released. For those who may not know, Sonic was extremely popular in the 90s. As to what they are now, regretfully, a lot of people are giving it slack. I would probably say it's still popular, but it really was just in your face popular back in the 90s when it was competing against Nintendo. And of course, with a lot of things that are popular, they just pop out a lot of merchandise and whatnot. And this was one of them. This is obviously a nite light. Pay close attention to the spelling. They did this on purpose. Obviously, night, or depends on the contents in which you use it, but as in darkness night, it's spelled N-I-G-H-T, where they spelled it N-I-T-E. I'm not entirely sure if there was a typo. I'm guessing it's not, because it's also at the back. I will show you the back more thoroughly, of course. I guess it's maybe a play on words, maybe. I don't know. My guessing it's... I'm probably going to have to Wikipedia it, who knows. But yeah, essentially this was designed for kids who could not, I guess you could even argue adults to an extent, I don't know. But it was designed more or less for kids who couldn't sleep properly or had night terrors or had nightmares and whatnot. Couldn't sleep at pitch black, and they always wanted a small ambient light. More or less so they could sleep more properly somehow. I hate the light in terms of sleeping. I want it to be pure black. I want to be submerged into the darkness. Yeah. So let's look at the overall package. This was released, not released, this cost $2.96 back in the US. This was never released in Australia. Regretfully, a lot of the stuff that I review comes from overseas, and it bothers me to no end, because a lot of the stuff I want or wanted as a kid, well, I didn't know this existed as a kid because I never had the internet back then, but a lot of the stuff that I wanted was always released overseas. I guess it was more popular. Australia was still building up, my guess. But now that I'm much older, I'm collecting. I'm amassing a collection sufficient enough so I can show you, obviously what's out there. So at the very top here has Sonic the Hedgehog, and it has a little blur. My cam has an issue recording it, but it essentially says "as seen on the TV in hit video games by Sega." Awesome. So $2.96. What would that have been back in the day? I don't know, $10 maybe. Inflation, I don't know. The overall design is pretty stock standard back in the 90s. You have, of course, the checkered marks, green hill zone. You have this very bland backing there. I don't know, I would have preferred it to be more lighter blue or something that just looks bland. You have the stock standard, of course, obligatory Sonic the Hedgehog logo, which needed to be there for licensing copyright reasons, and you have it predominantly in black. And of course you have the logo at the very bottom, which says Happiness Express, and its logo is "In Kids We Trust." I don't know if we can trust them nowadays, but apparently back then we trusted them. Overall, the design itself looks pretty meh, to say the least. It doesn't really sell it. Like if I was a kid, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to pick it up. The item itself, I try to find an actual... This item was especially hard to find and annoying to find as well. But when I found it, I was actually wanting to purchase it out of box, simply so I can showcase this and also test it myself. Awesomely enough, and regretfully enough, I got it in mint condition. Not to rub it into people's face, it's just, it is what it is. And it's one of those packaging where the only way to take it out is to rip it out of the box. And since I'm not really going to use it per se, there's no point in me ripping it up. But you can probably see it. So it's kind of has this effect where it's kind of like a ripple effect, and you have the stock standard Sonic the Hedgehog, and his face is extremely ingrown, so it looks like his face is stretching out, maybe due to the Mac force and the G force and all the G's force involvement regarding that. His spikes are pretty, I guess, semi-accurate, and those were the shoes. It does its job. It's Sonic. Is it the best design? No. Is it the worst design? No, it does its job. That's pretty much it. I'm not 100% sure on the ambient colors that more or less come out. I'm guessing it's a fluorescent purplish effect, my guess, of course. So the reason I can't test that out is because I will show you the back. Here's the back. It says Sonic the Hedgehog, no lie, and it's got a small description. This decorative nightlight provides a soft, comfortable glow. Too low to be distracting, but bright enough to prevent accidents. No need to switch on and off with this convenient nightlight. It has a 1/4 watt load, blah 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 blah, for your pennies, all year round for your pennies, blah blah. It's got a caution, obligatory information, safety warnings, all the fun stuff. Sonic the Hedgehog is trademark element of Sega, and it's from New York, made in China. No surprises there. I say that I can't use that because for two reasons. A, our plug in Australia is completely different to that of the US, and C, for whatever reason, it's got a little plastic bit to it. So even if I did have the plug, I would need to rip this out, and I don't know. What I probably will do eventually is I'm looking for a loose one of this so I can actually test that out if they still come out and if they still work, and I'll probably do an update reaction video maybe. Is that what you guys want? I have no idea. But essentially this is what it is. I got this from a mass purchase of this one seller who was selling like copious amount of stuff I never had. I got this for I think $25 Australian dollars. I don't know, maybe that's less for the US, my guess. Pretty snaggy little price, pretty nice piece. Definitely something that I'm gonna have in my collection and display on my wall. I'm thinking once I have it fully displayed, I will show you guys an update, of course. But it's a nice little piece, you know, I can't complain. Rarity, is this something somebody is super interested in? Because rarity is predominantly not necessarily if it's Sonic, but it's more or less if a few elements being if it's something highly regarded as rare. I'm probably going to give this maybe 4 stars out of 10. I don't know if this is something that people want. At the same time, maybe it is something that I want. I'm being too generous with this, but who knows. But that is the nightlight. That's all you can really talk about the nightlight without me actually plugging it into a PowerPoint that I do not have, because welcome to Australia, mate. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, guys, thank you for checking out this review. Let me know if you have it. Let me know if you haven't used it. Let me know if you actually seen this in a store, because I don't know. Was this popular enough to be in a store? Guys, thank you so much for checking out this review. Stay tuned, and peace. Speed on.